Have you ever stepped into someone's home and felt an instant wave of calm wash over you? Like the air itself was whispering comfort, the faint scent of lavender lingering, the space glowing with a quiet, effortless charm. Some people have a knack for creating homes that feel warm, organized, and inviting, all without seeming to lift a finger in frantic, endless cleaning. You might wonder, how do they do it? The secret isn't magic or marathon scrubbing sessions. It's something far simpler, small, intentional habits woven into the fabric of their days. Seniors with consistently spotless homes don't chase perfection. They nurture routines so natural, so seamless, that tidiness becomes second nature. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on 6 daily habits these folks swear by. Little actions that transform chaos into calm without breaking a sweat. Stick with me, because by the end, I'll share one overlooked gem of a habit that can instantly make your home feel tidier and more peaceful. No extra effort required. Trust me, it's so simple, you'll wonder why you never thought of it before. Number 1. They never leave a room. Empty-handed picture. This, you're curled up in your favorite armchair, a steaming mug of chamomile tea in hand, the soft hum of a radio playing in the background. You finish your tea, set the mug down, and flip through a dog-eared novel. Now here's where the magic happens. Instead of leaving that mug teetering on the side table or the book splayed across the cushion, seniors with pristine homes do something different. They scoop it up as they go, heading to the kitchen for a glass of water. The mug comes along and lands in the sink. Strolling to the bedroom to grab a sweater, the book slides back onto its shelf. It's not a chore, it's a reflex, a tiny dance of tidiness that keeps clutter from ever taking root. Take Alice, a spry 72-year-old with a home that feels like a cozy retreat. Her living room glows with soft light, filtering through lace curtains, and there's never a stray sock or coffee cup in sight. Ask her how she does it, and she'll chuckle, her eyes crinkling with mischief. "Oh, I just put things away as I go," she says, as if it's the most obvious thing in the world. But that's the beauty of it. Alice doesn't wait for messes to pile up into a daunting heap. She nips them in the bud, one small move at a time. A plate from lunch, straight to the dishwasher as she passes through the kitchen. A pair of glasses, left on the counter, tucked into their case, on her way to the hall. It's a habit born from years of quiet wisdom, honed by a life of keeping things simple. This isn't about perfection, it's about motion. Each item finds its home naturally, like leaves drifting back to the earth in autumn. For seniors like Alice, it's a lifeline too. No more hours spent hunched over, wrestling with a week's worth of chaos. Just a few seconds here, a moment there, and the space stays alive with order. It's a gentle rebellion against clutter, a way to feel in command, without exhaustion creeping in. Imagine the relief of never facing a mountain of mess. Just a home that breathes easy, day after day. Number 2, they follow the 2-minute rule. What if I told you the key to a spotless home isn't hours of toil, but a handful of fleeting moments? Seniors with effortlessly clean spaces live by a golden rule. If it takes 2 minutes or less, do it now. It's so simple, it almost feels like cheating. You walk in from the crisp morning air, your coat slung over a chair. Hanging it up? 10 seconds. The mail lands on the counter, tossing the junk into the recycling. 30 seconds tops. A splash of water on the bathroom sink after brushing your teeth. A quick wipe, and it's done. These aren't grand gestures. They're tiny stitches in the fabric of a tidy life, keeping the seams from unraveling. Consider Frank, a 75-year-old with a twinkle in his eye and a home that feels like a sanctuary. His kitchen counters gleam under the soft glow of a pendant light, not a crumb in sight. How do you keep it so perfect, you ask, expecting some elaborate secret? He shrugs, leaning against the door frame. I just don't let things sit. A dish from breakfast, rinsed and stacked before the coffee's even cool. A dusting of flour from baking his famous biscuits, wiped away while the oven preheats. Frank's not sprinting around with a mop. He's just catching the little messes before they grow claws. This habit is a quiet revolution. It's not about willpower. It's about instinct. Those 2 minutes erase the dread of later, the weight of tasks piling up like storm clouds. For Frank, it's freedom. Freedom from the nagging guilt of undone chores. Freedom to sit with a book or a friend without a cluttered mind. Once, he let a week's worth of small tasks slide. Shoes by the door, newspapers stacking up, a sink full of plates. By Saturday, it felt like a beast he had to tame. Now, he laughs at the memory. 2 minutes, he says, is all it takes to keep the beast at bay. And the payoff? A home that feels like a deep breath every single day. Number 3, they reset their home. Before bed, close your eyes and imagine waking up to this. Sunlight spilling through the window, the kitchen counter gleaming, the living room pillows plump and inviting. No dishes glaring at you from the sink. No yesterday's chaos waiting to trip you up. Now picture the opposite. A sink overflowing. Papers strewn across the table. A couch that looks like it lost a fight with a tornado. Which morning lifts your spirit? Which drags you down before your feet hit the floor? Seniors with spotless homes know the answer, and they've got a trick up their sleeve, a quick reset before bed. It's not a deep clean. No one's scrubbing grout at midnight. It's a gentle wind down, a 5-minute ritual that sets the stage for tomorrow. Linda, 68, swears by it. Her home smells faintly of lemon and feels like a hug, even on her busiest days. Every night, she drifts through her space like a breeze, fluffing cushions, wiping the stove where spaghetti sauce splattered, tucking stray shoes into the rack. It's my gift to myself, she says, her voice warm as she pours a cup of tea. By morning, her world is ready. Calm, collected, a canvas for the day ahead. Linda wasn't always this way. Years ago, she'd collapse into bed, leaving the day's mess for future Linda to handle. Mornings were a scramble, rushing past dirty dishes, tripping over clutter, her mood sour before the coffee brewed. One night, tired of the cycle, she tried something new. 10 minutes, she told herself. Just 10. She cleared the counter, folded a blanket, swept the crumbs from dinner. The next morning, she woke to peace. Now, it's her anchor. Her husband, Tom, even joins in sometimes, chuckling as he straightens the mail pile. Together, they've turned it into a quiet act of care for their home, for each other, for the Linda and Tom of tomorrow. Number 4, they keep their most used spaces clutter-free. Here's a truth you felt in your bones. Not every corner of a home needs to sparkle. The guest room with its dusty blinds? Fine. The closet stuffed with old coats? No one's judging. But the spaces you live in, the ones that greet you every day, those matter. Seniors with effortlessly tidy homes get this. They don't chase an impossible dream of total perfection. Instead, they pour their love into the heart of the house. The kitchen, the living room, the entryway. Keep those clear, and the whole place sings. Barbara, 74, is a master of this. Walk into her home, and you're hit with a wave of serenity, wood floors gleaming, a vase of daisies on a spotless counter, not a shoe or bag in sight. "How do you keep it all so neat?" friends ask, wide-eyed. She laughs, brushing a strand of silver hair from her face. "I don't. I just focus on what I see." Every morning she wipes her kitchen counters until they shine, stacks the magazines on her coffee table, sweeps the entryway where leaves sneak in. The laundry room, a little wild. The attic, a treasure trove of chaos. But you'd never know, because the spaces she lives in feel like a warm embrace. Barbara learned this from her mother, a woman who raised 5 kids in a bustling farmhouse. "Keep the kitchen and the parlor tidy," she'd say, "and the rest can wait." It's stuck. Now Barbara's mornings start with a ritual. A damp cloth over the counters, a quick fluff of the couch, a glance to ensure the hall's clear. It's not about impressing anyone, it's about peace. Once, a friend dropped by unannounced, marveling at the calm. "It's always like this," Barbara said, grinning. Not quite true, but close enough. By guarding her key spaces, she guards her sanity too. Number 5, they embrace daily maintenance, not deep cleaning. Forget the image of a senior hunched over a bucket, scrubbing floors until they gleam. The real secret to a spotless home isn't grit, it's grace. Seniors like Jane, 68, don't wait for messes to tower over them. They tend to their spaces daily, like gardeners coaxing blooms from the soil. A quick swipe of the counter after dinner, a broom over the floor while the kettle boils, laundry folded warm from the dryer, not left to wrinkle in a heap. It's not glamorous, but it's powerful. Small acts that keep chaos at bay. Jane's home feels like a storybook cottage. Wooden beams, a quilt over the armchair, not a speck of dust to mar the scene. "You must spend hours cleaning," visitors say. She shakes her head, a smile tugging at her lips. 15 minutes tops. Every evening she drifts through her kitchen and living room, a quiet whirlwind of care. Dishes rinsed, cushions straightened, a soft hum as she sweeps. It's her rhythm, born from decades of trial and error. Once, she let things slide. Weekends lost to scrubbing, exhaustion her only reward. Now, she's free. Her neighbor, Clara, caught the bug too. A widow with a laugh like sunshine, Clara used to dread cleaning days. Jane showed her the way. A little each day, no more. Now, they swap stories over tea, their homes glowing with the ease of daily love. It's not about spotless perfection. It's about a space that feels alive, cared for, without ever stealing your breath or your time. Number 6, they involve the whole household. A clean home isn't a solo act, it's a chorus. Seniors with tidy spaces know this, and they don't shoulder the burden alone. They weave everyone into the song, spouses, kids, even the grandkids who visit with sticky hands and wild energy. It's not about barking orders, it's about shared pride, a home that hums because everyone lends a note. George, 75, lives with his wife Ellen and their daughter's family. Their house is a whirlwind of life, plates clattering, laughter echoing, but it never feels messy. Every night, they gather for 10 minutes. George wipes the table, Ellen stacks the dishwasher. Their grandson Sam races to tidy his toys. "It's our little dance," George says, his voice gravelly with warmth. It started years ago, when Ellen's knees began to ache. "Why do it all myself?" he thought. Now, it's tradition, a thread that ties them closer. Once, George tried going it alone. The mess crept in, and so did the tension. Then Sam, all of 6, spilled juice and grabbed a rag to help. That was the spark. Now, they all pitch in, and the home feels lighter for it. It's not just about clean counters. It's about a space that reflects their love, their teamwork, their life together. Final thoughts, the overlooked habit that ties it all together. So, what's the secret these seniors share? It's not a hidden formula or a burst of energy. It's a handful of habits, small as seeds, that bloom into a home you love to live in. But here's the gem I promised. The one most folks miss. They pause to notice. Before they act, they look. A cup out of place? They see it. A counter smudged? They catch it. It's a quiet awareness, a moment of presence that turns routine into ritual. Try it. Stand in your kitchen tonight, scan the space, and ask, what's one small thing I can fix? Maybe it's a sponge over the sink, a book back on the shelf. That pause, that glance, is the heartbeat of a tidy home. These habits, carrying as you go, tackling 2-minute tasks, resetting at night, guarding key spaces, tending daily, sharing the load, they're not about perfection. They're about peace. A home that welcomes you, not weighs you down. I'd love to hear your take. Drop a comment with a habit you'll try or one you already live by. Your words fuel this journey, and I'm grateful for everyone. Number 7, they celebrate the small wins. Here's a truth these seniors hold close. A clean home isn't just about the tasks. It's about the feeling. They don't just tidy, they savor the victories, no matter how small. A counter cleared after a hectic day, a quiet cheer, a floor swept smooth, a nod of pride. It's not vanity, it's joy, a way to keep the spark alive. They've learned that celebrating the little wins turns a chore into a triumph, a burden into a gift. Take Margaret, 70, who lives alone in a sunlit bungalow. Her days are full, gardening, knitting, calls with her grandkids, but her home stays a haven. Every afternoon, she brews a pot of tea and takes a moment to look around. The sink's empty, the pillows fluffed, the air smells of rosemary from her windowsill. "Well done, me," she whispers, a grin breaking through. It's her ritual, born from a time when life felt heavy, widowed young, raising 2 boys solo. Back then, a tidy home was survival. Now, it's delight. One day, her friend Ruth stopped by, marveling at the calm. "How do you stay motivated?" she asked. Margaret poured her a cup and shared her secret. "I cheer myself on." Ruth laughed, then tried it, praising herself for folding a blanket, for wiping a mirror. Soon, her own home glowed, and her heart did too. It's a habit that sticks because it feels good, a reminder that every small step builds a life you love. Try it today. Finish a task, then smile. You've earned it.